everyone, and welcome to day 3 of Premiere Week. Today is Friday. Today we are talking about Premiere Everyday Anti-Pilling DK. Okay? Premiere Anti-Pilling Everyday DK. Why is it called Everyday? Because honestly, this is your everyday yarn. You can use this for everything. It is soft. It is so soft. It is such a nice yarn to work with. The everyday yarn from Premiere is honestly my favorite yarn of all time. It comes in a vast variety of colors. The DK is formerly known as the baby yarn. It is gorgeous. It's a lightweight number 3. There is 273 yards in this gorgeous little skein of yarn, and I cannot get over. Every time someone experiences the everyday or the everyday DK for the first time, I get so many emails and messages about how incredibly soft this is. It is just, it's so soft. Oh. And when I work with a different yarn and I come back and I use the everyday or the everyday DK, I'm still like, my fingers are so happy. They're overwhelmed with the slipperiness of the yarn. It's not even slippery. It's just, it's so smooth and it glides through your hook. And the way it feels going across my fingers is like heaven. I kid you not. This is not an exaggeration. This yarn is just so luscious. All right. The DK comes in 80 different colors, including 6 variegated colors, because they were formerly just the baby yarn, and now it's labeled under the everyday DK. I love this yarn, and I'm so excited to show you guys the project that we have created with this. Well, I didn't create the pattern, Premiere did, because they're amazing, but all these patterns I've showed you all week have been free patterns off of Premiere's website. They have a ton. And they don't just have wearables. They have like household things, and they have cardigans and sweat. They have everything you could possibly think of that you would want to make for your house. And all the patterns are free. Free download. And now you got a couple of tutorials to go along with it. It's fantastic. Now I wanted to show you some of the colors that I own of this beautiful yarn. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the specs. I've already told you it's anti-pilling, which means if you throw it in the washer and dryer, which you totally can, it's machine washable and dryable on low. It's not going to pill up on you. It's not going to get little fuzzies and grossness. And if in wear and tear and it getting used a lot, it happens to get fuzzies on it, you throw it in the washer and dryer and those pills fall off. But I have not had anything that I have created with the anti-pilling yarn create a pill. Not a single pill. Nothing. And even working with some of this yarn yesterday, as a matter of fact, on my patio, you guys saw the picture on my Instagram. Every once in a while, there would be a little bit of fuzz on the yarn. And I would just do this and it would come off. Like, no problem. And it was just from like the way it was manufactured, the way it was wrapped up. It had like a little fuzz. Like this has right here. Just a little fuzz. Of course, it could also be from being on my shelf with all those other beauties and them rubbing each other. And the non-anti-pilling is rubbing their fuzz off on the anti-pilling. Because, you know, the non-anti-pilling yarn gets jealous of the fancy anti-pilling yarn. I'm just saying. You guys, you see I'm waving around this gorgeous hot pink. Is this not beautiful? Ooh, I love this color so much. When I saw that this was in neons and they had the neons, I ran to the website and I hurried up through the neons in the cart. One of these is technically not a neon, but I just thought that it was the brightest blue that they had, and I just liked the way it looked with the neons. So this one is bright pink. Is that not gorgeous? That's coming up pretty darn true to color. It's like highlighter pink. Orange, highlighter orange. This one is called bright orange. Got a little string hanging down. Look at that. Look at. Oh, so pretty. This is actually not showing up as bright as it is. It's a little bit more orangey than that. But is that not gorgeous? And then this one is not a highlighter color either, but it's coral, and you guys know how I feel about coral. And do these not look beautiful together? It's coral. And then we have highlighter yellow, and that's really the name of it, is highlighter. It is exactly the color of a highlighter. And then we have bright green. Can't you just see these in a little highlighter box? And then I showed you guys this one. This one is bright blue. It's not highlighter per se, but it's a pretty color blue, and it definitely goes with the rest. See? Isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? It's like 1986 is here, baby. All right. So I think I covered everything with how great this gorgeous yarn is. If you want to save a little bit of money on purchasing this, although it's only $3.99 a skein, you can click my link below and save 15%. If you're new, if you're first time. First timers. So I would definitely stock up on that. And wait until you see the purples that I have when I show you guys the scarf we're working on. The pattern is just, let me get the pattern out and show it to you. I fell in love with this pattern. I searched for a couple hours to make sure that I had a pattern that you guys would be interested in. Tried to find a pattern that is versatile, can be worn in the summertime. I wanted something that would be easy enough that anyone, even a beginner, could follow along with this tutorial or the pattern. Because I want you guys to learn the patterns. I want you to be able to read the patterns for those of you that can't. I just want your guys' world to be expanded. And there's so many great free patterns available, especially on Premier's website. So here is what we are working on. It is a shell lace scarf. And in this pattern, they use the Chamonix yarn, which I had to learn how to say that. I actually looked it up on Google and listened to the enunciation of Chamonix, which is it's a resort in France, a ski resort area in France, for those of you that don't know, because I did not know. Isn't that a cool little scarf? And I thought, like, this would probably work as a wrap as well, so that, you know, you could wear it like this as a scarf, or like a, you know, a neck decor, or you could wrap it around your shoulders for a light little shawl with a dress on a cool summer evening. So that's the pattern that we are doing today. And guess what, guys? Today is giveaway day. So with that being said, to enter the giveaway to win a prize from either me or Premier Yarns, because Premier Yarns has so generously offered to donate a very special prize, they are giving away a $25 e-gift certificate to their website and offering free shipping. So you get $25 worth of yarn and free shipping. And they're going to just, when I pick the winner, you give me your email, I give it to them, they email you the code, you buy yourself some yarn. Whatever one of these beautiful yarns I've showcased, or whatever else they have on their website. Because let's face it, they have some amazing products. And you can get a lot for $25 because some of these are $3.99. They have yarn on their website for $1.99. Cannot beat that. That's a 5 for 10 sale every day. So I also am going to throw together a little box that I have not done yet, so you don't know what yarns I'm going to throw in there. I'm going to throw some of my very favorite Premier yarns in there. It is going to be a great variety so that you can get a little taste test of a lot of variety of yarns. So I'm so excited. If you want to enter that giveaway, below in the comments, you have to say these words: thank you, Premier Yarns, and thank you, Cinnamon Stitches. I want both. Thank us both. But especially, I want you to give some love to Premier Yarns for supporting us here, for doing an amazing giveaway, for being so generous, for helping me out, because they've done a lot behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see. And they do it just because. So I want you to really, really thank Premier in the comments for, you know, being there for us, for keeping us supplied in yarn, for keeping us happy. I'm just so excited. I just got chill bumps. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, you guys. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. So don't forget, enter below for the giveaway. I will pick 2 winners on Sunday. I will try to do it in the afternoon, but my Sundays are usually dedicated to family time, so I will try to get to it sometime Sunday afternoon. And I will come back on Monday and we'll probably do a wrap up on Premiere Week, and we will, you know, talk about the winners, and I'll show you guys what I put together in the prize box for the winner, and it's going to be fantastic. So I wanted to thank you guys for joining me for this week, and now let's get on to the tutorial. Alright guys, let's get started on this pattern. Now what you need to do this pattern is you're going to need your pattern. You're going to want to follow along with the written pattern. I just went to Premier's website. I printed off a copy. You can keep it on your phone if you need to and just watch the video on your computer screen, or watch the video on your TV. But I like to have the pattern right here with me to follow along, you know. So to make this scarf, you can use 2, it really, for a good length, you can use 2 skeins of the yarn, because each skein of yarn has 273 yards. So 2 skeins is more than enough to make you a really nice scarf. I'm using 3 because I wanted it to have a little extra length, because you know, I'm a bigger framed body. And also I wanted to add a little pop of color on the end. And I'm using 3 different colors, but of course by this pattern you can use all 3 in the same color if you would like. I just wanted it to have, you know, a little oomph to it. Alright, and then I got my favorite hook. This is an H hook, or a 5.5 millimeter. And that's what I'm using for this. This recommends a 4 millimeter, but I find with the 5 millimeter, it actually makes the stitches open a little more, and I like the way it looks better with a 5 millimeter. You could probably actually do 5.5 or a 6 millimeter as well, and the stitches will be even more open. And of course, it will be a wider scarf. All right, so we made a little slip knot on there. And then we are going to follow the pattern and chain 51 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 51 stitches, 51 chains, okay? And then we are going to do a setup row. So this whole first row, we're just going to do a row of double crochets all the way across. So we are going to double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. Okay, and then we are going to double crochet all the way across. And when we get to the end of this row, we will have 49 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, move this pattern out of the way, it's distracting me. 3, 4, 5. And like I've said in previous videos, this first row is always a pain in the butt. It's always, and it's with every project I've ever made, because you have to fight to get those little stitches open. It wants to curl up on you. You got to keep this row flat and even. And if you don't have a real pointy hook, sometimes it's harder to get into those first starting stitches. Once you get past the first row, it always gets easier. And this is a really, really easy pattern, guys. And it's fun. I had a lot of fun making this scarf. I had a lot of fun. And this yarn is just so nice to work with. Once you get your rhythm going, it just like especially if you have a good hook, it just slides through. It just like, it goes so quickly. This scarf did take me a couple days to make just because it's really long. And I'm a mom, so there's a lot of crochet, get up and do something, crochet, cook dinner, crochet, play with your children, crochet, run to the grocery store. Especially with everybody being home right now. There's a lot of interrupted crochet. All right, I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to finish my 49 double crochets, and I will meet you at the end of this row. For 49 stitches, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And right here in this double crochet, we are going to put a single crochet. And then it says skip 2 double crochet and double crochet 5 times in the next double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to wrap our yarn, and then we are going to skip. See, if you pull your stitches apart, you'll be able to see where the double crochets are. See, each one of these posts is a double crochet. So we are going to skip 1 and 2 and go into the third one, and we're going to make a shell. So we're going to make 5 double crochets. There's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And then we're going to skip the next 2 and go into that third one, and we're going to put a single crochet. And now we have our first set of shells. Now we're going to skip 2 more and go into the third, and we're going to put 5 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to skip 2 more of the double crochets. So skip this one, then we're going to that one, and we're going to put a single. Just a single crochet. Okay, let me pull some yarn up. We're just going to do that across the row. Skip 2, go into that third one, put 5 more double crochets for your shell. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you guessed it, we're going to skip 2 more, go into that third and put a single crochet. That just anchors the shell down so that it lays open. And then we're going to, you guessed it, skip 2, 5 double crochets. And this whole first row is just single crochet, skip 2, 5 double crochets, skip 2, single crochet, 4 and 5, skip 2, single crochet. And this is actually, this whole scarf is a 2-row repeat. So you're just going to keep these, you're going to do this row several times, several hundred times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, 5 double crochets, 2, oops, 3, 4, and 5. My yarn is need to be pulled. skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, 5 double crochets. Remember, when you skip 2, you need to go into the third to put those stitches. 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2, skip 2. Oh, we got a hair in there. That happens quite often with us girls. Well, it probably happens with guys too. Let me know if you're a guy and you're watching this, if you get hair stuck in your yarn. Because it's not always my hair that's in here. Sometimes I'll get some bright red hair. My daughter's hair is the same color as Ariel's from The Little Mermaid. Yeah, her hair is that red. And sometimes I'll find one of those on me. And sometimes it'll be a little tiny white dog hair. All right, so this is what, after our first setup row, this is what our first row of shell stitches look like. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we are going to flip our work. Now, this is where I'm going to show you guys a little trick so that you don't have to count. Okay? It says to skip 2, and in the third, put a single crochet. Actually, that's not what it says. It says chain 3 and then chain 2 more. So your chain 3 is going to act as a double crochet, and then your 2 more is going to be your actual chain 2. So you're going to start each row after the shell with a chain 5, not a chain 3 and then chain 2. Just chain 5. You're going to make a little note, write it on here. Instead of chain 2, chain 3, and then chain 2, just put chain 5 right here, because that's what you're going to do, and that's easier to remember to chain 5. And then instead of counting 1, 2, and then 3, I just find where the top peak is of this shell, and I put my single crochet, because that's what it calls for. And then you're going to chain 1, 2, and then you're going to come right here and find, you can pull your stitches apart if you need to, find a single crochet, and you're going to put a double crochet right here. And this is going to be a post to keep your line, your row, going straight across. Then you're going to chain 2. And then again, find the top of your shell and put a single crochet. Chain 2. Pull your stitches. Find that single crochet right there. And put a double crochet in it. And this is your 2-row repeat. You're going to do shells, and then you're going to do this chain 2 row, where you do chain 2, find the top of your pyramid, chain 2, find your single crochet, put a double crochet in it. And that's all this row. This is actually my favorite row because it's so simple. I don't have to think. I don't have to count anything. I'll have to count the chain 2, but your brain eventually starts to do that for you after you get going for a little while. Chain 2. See, don't worry about that. That will weave right in. A little defect in the yarn, not a big deal. Find the top of my pyramid, put my single crochet, chain 2. Stretch those stitches so you can find your single crochet, put a double crochet in it. Chain 2. In the top of your little shell or your pyramid. Apparently, oh, yep, there it is. There it is. See? Sometimes I have a hard time seeing my stitches too. Although, to be honest, I'm watching myself through the legs of my tripod. So it's not... I have one eye that can see and one eye that's looking at a tripod leg. Because that's how we roll with Cinnamon Stitches. We look through our tripod legs. The top of here. Chain 2. And then find that very last stitch, which should be a single crochet. Put your double crochet in it, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And this will be the repeat. I am stuck on my light stand. My yarn is wrapped around it. Hang on one second. We're a hot mess in here today. I'm actually filming in the yarn room instead of in the dining room where I usually film in. It's just complicated. All right, so we chained one. And at the very top of this double crochet that we just put in, we're going to put a single crochet right here. And that anchors our shell. And then we're going to find the single crochet at the top of this pyramid or shell. I can't call it a pyramid. It just makes me feel better when I call it a pyramid. I don't know. And then we're going to put our shell. So we're going to do 5 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then at the top of the double crochet here, we're going to anchor it, put a single crochet. And then we're going to go here. We're at that single crochet, so we're going to put another shell by doing 5 double crochet. 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Try that again. 4, 5. Top of the double crochet, we're going to put a single. Top and this pyramid single crochet, we're going to put a shell. 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put a single crochet in the top of that double crochet. Just wanted to take a minute right now while we're doing this next shell and just say thank you guys for sticking with me this week. Thank you for making any of these patterns. Thank you for showing me what you're making, because that makes my heart so happy to see that you guys are creating the same things I am. And thank you for just thank you for everything. This has been a lot of fun this week. We're going to put our single crochet in the top of this double crochet. Oh, we got a little fuzz. Another shell on the top of that single crochet. 3, 4, 5. Single crochet here. So every other row will be these shells. And then every other row from that will be the chain. We're going to call it a chain 2 row. 4, 5. And you're just going to repeat this over and over and over again, doing the shell row and the chain 2 row until you get it as long as you want. The pattern recommends 63 inches. My finished product will be longer than 63 inches just because I want it to wrap around my arms. So 4, 5. Ooh, I did 6. I don't need 6. What am I doing? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why did I count to 6? Because I was talking. I wasn't paying attention. Come on, Jennifer, get with it. 1, 2, 3. You guys are probably laughing at me. 4 and 5. And then we got to this end where we did that chain 5, which is technically a chain 3 and a chain 2, which 2 plus 3 equals 5. We're just going to find around here where the 3rd stitch is supposed to be, because sometimes it's hard to tell, and it really doesn't matter if you do it in the 3rd or somewhere around the 3rd. You just put a single crochet to chain it, to anchor your shell, and then we're going to chain 1. No, we're chain 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 5. Because it's the chain 3 plus the chain 2. We're going to turn our work, and now we're on the chain 2 row. So we got our chain 5. So the first 3 act as a double crochet, and then we have the chain 2. So then we're going to find the top of our little shell here, which is the skip 2, go into the third. We're going to single crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the single crochet between the 2 pyramids or shells, chain 2, find the top, single crochet, chain 2, find the single crochet here, double crochet, chain 2. This is my favorite row. This is my favorite row to do. 1, 2. I apologize for the squeaky door. The dog decided he wanted to join me. 1, 2. Both dogs decided they wanted to join me. Girls, do not knock my light over. Chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, find the top, single crochet, chain 2. Had to take a brief interlude to go close the door. There's a whole lot of noise in this house. All right, so we're going to put the double crochet in that single crochet between the pyramids, chain 2, find the top of the shell, put a single crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the single crochet between the pyramids, chain 2, find the top of the shell, put a single crochet, kind of random string that I picked up, chain 2, find the single crochet between the 2 pyramids, chain 2, top of the shell, single, chain 2. Now we're down here. We need to find that very first stitch and put our double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to make another shell row. This is going to be the last row I show you, and then we're going to cut to the end of the scarf. Let me pull some more yarn out, because we got some tangling happening. Got some tangling. All right. I'm going to show you this last shell row, but I think you already got it. We chained 1. We're going to go into the top of the double crochet and put a single crochet. Find the top of that pyramid where we put that single crochet, and we're going to put another shell stitch. So, oops, we're going to do 5 double crochet. Then we're going to find the top of that double crochet, put a single crochet to anchor our little shell. Go over here, find the single crochet, put another shell. 3, 4, and 5. Put a single crochet in the top of this double crochet. And this is like such a easy repeat. It doesn't take a lot of focus. It doesn't take a lot of concentration. You can do this while watching TV or hanging outside and gawking at the neighbors. You know, pretty easy to remember. You don't even really have to think. See, and I'm weaving in more hair. Washed my hair today, which means it's falling out. And 3, 4, and 5. And anchor it over here in the double crochet. I really have always enjoyed doing the shell stitch. You can make this shell stitch pattern wide enough to make a baby blanket. I just love the way a shell stitch baby blanket looks. I think that's why I was so excited when I saw this pattern on their website. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Ain't nothing wrong with a good shell. 3, 4, 5. Anchor it over here in the double crochet. I think I'll show you the chain 2 row one more time, just to make sure you guys got it. It's easy enough. I know you got it. I have total faith in you that you got this. I don't care if you're a beginner. I don't care if you're an expert. This is an easy to master pattern. And this makes excellent gifts. Whether it be in the shawl, the scarf pattern we're doing now, or in baby blanket form. That's 4, right? Yeah, 5. Then we're going to anchor it here. This is our chain 5 space. So somewhere around where the top of the double crochet is supposed to be. Put a single crochet. And we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because when we finish the shell row, we need to chain 5. And I need to pull more yarn. All right, and then we're going to find the top of our shell. Put our little single crochet here again. Okay. Chain 2. Double crochet here. Oops. Find the top and put a single, chain 2. Find that single crochet, put a double crochet in it. Chain 2. Find the top of the pyramid, put a single, chain 2. I know you guys have this. Can I tell you how soft this yarn is? It's so squishy. Like, oh, it's so squishy. Did I chain 2 there? No, I did not. I got distracted by the squishy. Chain 2, double crochet in the single. And the whole time I'm working with this yarn, that's exactly what I do, is I take and I stop and make time to squish it. They're called squishy breaks. Gotta take squishy breaks once in a while. Really stop and enjoy the squishy. Chain 2. Now, when you guys are finished with your scarf / shawls or wraps or whatever you want to call this, I want pictures. I want you to tag me and I want you to tag Premier and show us what you have created. And I know I've given you a lot to work with this week, given you a lot to think about and do. So I want you to take your time, make your projects, order your yarn if you need to. And I want you to show me and I want you to tag me. All right, we're going to continue doing the shell row and then the chain 2 row until this reaches as long as you want. I am doing mine in 3 different colors. So what I have done, let me show you. We'll fast forward. Fast forward, do a little cut. I started off with this beautiful color. This is blush. This is all I have left. I crocheted the shell pattern until I got about to the end of the first skein. And then I put on the second skein, which was the African Violet colorway. And I crocheted until I was almost to the end of this ball. And then I added my third color on, which is Thistle. And I only did a little bit of the Thistle because it was getting really long. And it was long enough for me. So let me show you what we have. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? It's gorgeous. Let's get the tape measure out. We'll measure it. Loud noises. Loud messiness. All right. This pattern is, that's the wrong end of the tape measure. It is about 10 inches across. And the first section of pink, which is the whole skein, is unstretched and unblocked. It is about 34 inches. This first section is about 34 inches. So if you did just 2 skeins of this, this would be what the pattern called for. But I, of course, wanted it a little bit longer. So this is the African violet color. Isn't that beautiful? And then we ended it in this beautiful thistle color. But I wanted to show you how to end the pattern. So we're going to do the last couple rows together. We're going to switch over to purple. Let me get everything wrapped around the tripod. So the last row we did was a shell row. Last row I did was a shell row. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to get organized. Last row I did was a shell row. So when we end our shell row, we already know that we need to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to find the top of our pyramid and put our single crochet. Chain 2. Put the double crochet there. Chain 2. Go to the top of the pyramid. Single crochet. Chain 2. Go find that single crochet, put the double crochet, chain 2, top of the pyramid, single crochet, chain 2. And I think that when this is blocked, because I fully intend on blocking this, I think these stitches are just going to open up even bigger, and it's going to be more lacy and have even greater drape, and it already has like excellent drape. This yarn is so much fun to work with. Find the top of the pyramid, put a single crochet, pull some yarn, chain 2, find your single crochet. By the time you get to this part of the project, you will be an absolute expert. You won't have to pull anything apart. You will just know where your stitches are. And of course, I only put 4 there, so we're just going to fudge it. I'm just going to fudge it. We'll pretend. Oops, see, I messed up. We'll put a stitch there and pretend. It will not make a difference if you miss a stitch. You don't have to frog this. You just kind of put it towards the top of the pyramid, and in the long run, unless you keep doing that over and over again, you won't see it if you missed a double crochet in the pyramid. Which I did a couple times in the scarf. It's another thing I want to remind you guys, you don't have to be perfect, because not even an expert will go through and look at your project to look for mistakes. They just won't. And I'm caught on my zipper. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry, my yarn got caught on the zipper of my notions pouch. So I moved that off the table. Okay, so the last row we did was the chain 2 row. So the way we are going to end this off is we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And what you would normally do after a chain 2 row is just chain 1, but we're going to chain 3 for this row. Then we're going to turn our work. I got a lot of scarf here, so I'm going to try to position it so that it's trying to fall off the disc. All right, so chain 3, and then in the first section here, we are going to put 2 double crochets in this chain 2 space. So 1 and 2. And then in this chain 1 space, we're going to put a double crochet. And that is what we're going to do across the entire top of this row. Is every chain 2 space, we are going to put 2 double crochets. And then the top of this double crochet, we're going to put a double crochet. And then we're going to do 2 more double crochets in that chain 2 space. And then the top of that single crochet, we're going to put a double crochet. The chain 2 space, 2 double crochets. You guessed it. Good job. Just double crochets across. This is how we're just going to flatten it out and make it just like a thick row. And if you wanted to, at this point when you're done with this row, you can add fringe if you wanted. You could add like a different color border if you wanted. Let me pull some more yarn out. Every chain 2 space will have 2 double crochets. Every single crochet stitch will have a double crochet, followed by a chain 2 space, which will have 2 double crochet, followed by the double crochet stitch, which will have a double crochet. So we're just double crocheting across to make it flat. And that is how you end this beautiful scarf. I'm so excited. I had so much fun working with this. And these violet colors, these purple colors, I actually got a while back from the Violet Try Me pack that they released when they first came out with the Premier Everyday DK. And so I just picked 3 of the purples out and made a scarf out of it. And I actually have enough of this thistle color to make something else, because I didn't use very much. Who doesn't love having a little leftover yarn to make a bonus project, right? You could actually make another one of these much shorter and turn it into a cowl. And you could do that with this last bit of color if you decided to buy the 3. If you had the 3 and you have the extra. Like I'm going to have. So I have enough to make a cowl. Definitely have enough to make a cowl. Whoops. We're almost done, guys. I really can't wait to see what colors you guys choose, because with the 80 colors of the 80 colors of this yarn, there's so many options. You guys can play with colors, mix colors. You can make solid color scarves. I can't wait to see what you guys create. And just hashtag cinnamon stitches or hashtag make it premiere, and we will see it. Oh, and then we got to this last little spot, which is our chain 5. So we're going to end it with 2 double crochets. And then we're going to put a 3rd double crochet, because this is the top of the chain 3. So if you chain 5, it's the double crochet plus the chain 2. So you need to put the 2 double crochets in the chain 2 space and then put one in the top of what would be the double crochet. So the top of the chain 3 part of the chain 5, if that makes sense. And then we just cut it and bind it off. Let me grab my scissors, which are on the floor because I caught my yarn in my zipper. Oh. Wrong one. Wrong one. Cut. Tie it off. And then just weave it back and forth underneath this bottom part. And we have a scarf. We're done, guys. All right, I'm going to turn it around and show you. Here we have our beautiful finished product. Now see, I just wanted to have a little bit of an extra color on the end of that, and I'll show you the way I plan on wearing this. We can wear it over our shoulders as a quick little wrap. It's not as long as the one we made on Monday, but it absolutely works as a little wrap if you're going out on the town. Does this not look gorgeous with this dress? You want to go out on a quick little date with whoever? Take yourself out for a date. You don't need a man. All right, look at that. Quick little wrap, right? You can wear it as a scarf in the wintertime if you want, you know. you can wear it like this. And see where that pop of color comes in? How beautiful is that? I just love these colors. Twist it a little bit to get a little of that pink over there. That's why I wanted that extra little purple over there. I wanted to be seen. I want people to look and go, wow, that is a beautiful scarf. Look at that. It makes me so happy. This is why I love this pattern. And look at, see the beautiful stitch pattern? But I think if you block it, that's going to open up even more and get even more lacy, which I fully plan on blocking this. Oh, look at those stitches. Look at those stitches. And so stretchy and like beautiful. Look at, let me show you over here in these colors. Beautiful. It's so pretty. I hope you guys make this, and I hope you show me and pick it in your favorite colors. Pick it in your favorite colors. It just brightens up my mood, brightens up my day. Look at, it's so pretty. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end Premiere Week here. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to Premiere for supporting me. Just don't forget to enter the giveaway. Don't forget, put your little comment below. Thank you, Premiere. Thank you, Cinnamon Stitches. And I will pick 2 winners on Sunday for the 2 prizes. Thank you guys for joining me. And depending on how well this goes, maybe we'll have another Premiere Week at the end of the year. What do you think? Let me know. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. This has been so much fun. I'm so happy. Bye, guys.